Hello everyone, this is Geek Girl Trader, and this is my trade from Monday, May 21st. As you see, I'm actually trading Twitter here, and I'm going to actually get in around 33.15ish. There was a pullback on Twitter on the 1 minute, and I'm kind of waiting for that break. It kind of got above my line pretty quickly, so I was just giving it some time to hopefully pull back, which it does here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and get in 1,000 shares. We'll give it just another couple seconds to pull back around 3:15. Okay, so here is where I actually get in. So I'm in at 1,000 shares at 33.15 and some change. So I'm just going to watch this. Again, I'm looking for about 10 cents or $100. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my line. So I'm looking for approximately 33.25 for my get out. So we're going to just keep watching this. And as we see here in a moment, what happens is this is actually going to pull back some. So it doesn't actually give me the breakout that I was looking for. So I'm just going to watch it, give it some room to work. So right now, I think at this point it pops up just a little bit, and I think the max I was ever really up was maybe around $20. So again, I'm going to just give it some time to work here. Still playing around my get in. There's where it kind of popped up and I got maybe about $20, but I didn't take the profit. Again, I'm looking for close to 10 cents or $100 for a trade. Maybe 50 to take off half. And as you see on the volume doesn't really come in here like I had hoped. That one little red candle that kind of pulled back at my line kind of showed me that it might try to hesitate. So I'm still just kind of waiting here. And then here is kind of where it'll start to pull back. Going into the 942 candle. Gave me a little wick on the previous candle. So I actually go ahead and I pop myself a line, I believe, down towards the bottom, which is about 10 cents. So my kind of quote-unquote mental get out is somewhere close to that, but I also noticed that the previous pullback had a low of about 32.97, which is just a few cents below that. So I'm probably, if this pulls back, going to give it a little bit more room, maybe add another 1,000 shares, and then we'll see what happens. This is one of the things whenever you're trading that can cause you to be a little nervous whenever you see that your unrealized profit is on the negative side. I've been fortunate and haven't had a lot of huge losses, but it's part of trading. So, most of the time on my day trading stuff, what I'm trying to look for, is, 50 to 70% on my wins, maybe 30-40% on my losses for a total at the end of the month. So I know I'm going to eventually have some that I'll be posting for you guys. It's inevitable in trading that you are going to have a losing day at some point. So it's still doing that little pullback. And here in a minute, here I think it's on the next candle or the next one after, it does kind of go down pretty significantly. Again, you'll see that I add a little bit to my position to give it some more wiggle room before it actually does start to make a move up. So here I'm just being patient, giving it some time to decide what it really wants to do before I make a decision to get out. Still above my 33.05, which is kind of my mental point to really think about whether I'm going to get out of the trade. Here's where it decides or thinks about maybe popping back up a little bit. So again, I'm still kind of just keeping an eye on it, not making any big decisions at this point. So it's approaching my 3305, and it's going to kind of push through that pretty good. But if you look at the bottom, my volume is not really increasing. You can see there's a steady kind of down volume since this morning's breakout. So I haven't gotten too concerned at this point. I went ahead and did add another 1,000 shares, brought my average down to 33.10. So you'll see me kind of move my line so you can kind of see where that profit point is I'm looking for. And I go ahead and I move my bottom line down to the low of the day and my top line up so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking for in terms of my new line for profit. So it does go down just a little bit more, but never actually breaks this morning's low, which was a really good sign to me. So I'm just kind of giving it some room. Again, try not to think about your profit and loss. You're really looking at the pattern that you're trying to trade. In most cases, like I said, I'm trying to play a pullback. This one's given me another pullback. So if I was trading this from the beginning, I would actually be looking at this point. If I had not gotten out on that first break of that pattern, I would be looking at this point to get in around 33.05 at the previous candle, or in this case, if this candle prints down, I'd be looking to get in about 33. So this is actually the second pullback of the morning. If I had actually gotten in a little different place, I could have possibly got in 2 different trades and got a little bit on each. So we're almost to the 947 candle, and we'll see that this is going to actually start to bounce a little bit, which I had thought it would have done when I got in back at that very first candle, about 940-ish. I switch over to the 5-minute, and if you look at a 5-minute, see how there's those 3 candles down? Again, I'd be looking to get in at around 33.05 if I'd been playing a 5-minute chart. So technically, this is still a playable trade. Okay, and so here's where I'm getting that movement I've been looking for since the beginning. We're going to watch this pretty much push up pretty quickly. Okay, so now I'm almost back to the 33.10, which is where I would be at my break even. So I was down a few $100 here. I'm under 100 in terms of if I was to buy out at this point. So I've gotten my push up that I was looking for. This will continue through my 33.10. Okay, which is finally getting back to where I thought it was going to push the first time I got in. So this is finally getting up there. Now I'm up about $20. And what's going to happen is the 948 candle is going to print. It's going to hesitate for a moment, and then it's going to continue up. Okay, so here's where it kind of pulls back a little bit, and then it's going to take off. And you're going to see here in just a moment that I'm out flat. Let's see, it's right in here. Give it just a second. Right there. And I ended up only $2.69 to the good. This was actually a mistake on my part. I use hotkeys to get in and out of my trades, and I hit the wrong button. So I was actually not actually trying to get out of this trade, bumped it by accident. It happens. Trading can make you nervous. Trading can get you kind of worked up in some respects. And so when you're kind of waiting to see if this is going to push through, it happens. So I still made $2.69. Unfortunately, if you watch this, I would have gotten my whole 10-cent move plus some. So if I had pulled off about 500 at plus 50, or 1,000, because I did end up adding that second 1,000 position, I would have made my 100. And then here I went ahead and jumped ahead to 955, and you can see that push up actually went up another 30-something cent. So I could have made $100 or a plus 10 on my first set of shares. Then I could have turned around and left my second 1,000 shares on and made another, $100 to $400 if I had really been patient and just moved my stop to break even. So, this is just part of trading. It's something you're going to run into. I've done this before when I was kind of first starting out before I actually started doing these videos and posting my stuff live online, and I know I'm going to do it again. Probably next time, unfortunately, I may end up in the red instead of actually on the positive side. I still feel this is a successful trade, not because I ended up on the positive side, but the trade that I was actually playing was the right trade to be in. It did exactly what I expected it to do. And if you really look at this chart, you can almost see kind of a W pattern where that 33.18 middle right there, which happened between 9:40 and 9:45, I could have added some shares there if I was actually wanting to play that at that point. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you guys an inside look at what I did yesterday, the profit that I missed out on, but still to me this is a very successful trade. So thanks again for watching, and I will make sure I post the video for the 22nd by tomorrow morning. My trading will start here in a few hours. So I hope everybody has a really great day. Thanks for watching.